Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. Good to see everybody. Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. All right, what's up? Come on in, everybody. I'll say hello to everybody, let y'all roll in, and then we'll get started. Good to see you, Dale. I just shipped your Guilty of Crime shirt out today. It should be to you by hopefully Friday or Monday. But thank you for being here, Dale. Thanks for supporting the channel. Y'all come on in. Bree says, hello, Jay Mods in chat. Hope everyone's having a good evening. Member for 8 months. Well, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel, and anybody else that wants to support the channel towards our goal can do so. You see it on up there in chat. Thank you. And for those of you that are already on our team, thank you. All right, we stand with Katie. I'm glad you're doing a live on Summer Wells, praying this is a piece Leslie's been waiting for. All right, guys, there's a lot to get into. Now, it's not like we're inundated with a bunch of leads and the FBI is just spouting off things. No. It's not like that. It's kind of, okay, here it is. We got a new lead. We're going to go out. We're going to do a search. Here's a little bit that we're going to tell you. And the rest, we're just going to keep y'all in the dark and guessing. So everyone can go back out there and do what we're doing right here. Good to see you, Mom. Love you. My mom says, hit that like button as you come in, y'all, with a heart. All right. And she means it. We mean business around here. What's up, Shadow? Good to see you. All the mods, appreciate you. And everybody else that's here, thank you guys for being here. Good to see everyone. As you can see, you can email me, send me cases at gmail.com for new cases. But I think the rest of this week we're covered, guys. We're going to talk about Melody Buzzard missing tomorrow and how Ashley Buzzard got out of the charges of her trying to quote unquote hold that guy hostage in her house. So this is wild. It's wild to be working on so many cases at one time and to keep everything straight and then to hop around. So kudos to all the other creators out there that are doing a fabulous job and all the news stations, etc. It's not easy, guys. So what's up, Marianne? Good to see you, my friend. Listen, I'm so happy that we're back here today talking about Summer Wells because, well, frankly, the Michael Vaughn the monkey case was solved or is being solved after 4.5 years. Just when you thought we're never going to know what happened to Michael Monkey Vaughn, well, we've got 4 knuckleheads as a suspect and they're locked up. Lot to do in that case. Lot to cover. I've got it ready to go, but there's always hope. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. All right, Clinton's refused to answer subpoenas too. All right, guys. So a lot of you guys I'm so glad that you guys are up to speed on this case, so to speak. 111 in chat. Let's say a prayer that this lead leads us to whoever did this to little Summer Wells, whoever took her, if the parents are involved. And I say if because I do think the parents have a huge involvement and we will talk theories as well. But I do want to tell you, the parents of Summer Wells refuse to talk now. And what's shutting them up? Because they've been talking the whole time to Dolly, to other creators, to anybody and everybody. And half the time they look drunk and high or like mathematicians. So I ask you now, why did they decide to stop talking now? And why was the FBI or the police raid so close to where they were? And I'm going to show it to you because it's creepy that at this point, you know that we're looking for a body. And I know some of you guys might think that she was sold, which is a possibility. She could have been sold, trafficked, etc. However, I got to tell you guys something kind of sad. And the sad part about it is when a child like this gets trafficked and it becomes a high profile case in the way it is and was, people are going to take her life once they realize who it is, what happened, people talking, and TBI, FBI, police, and the whole world looking at them. They're not going to keep a child like this around to be caught and to get in trouble. So definitely prayers for Summer. We want this to lead to something good. So let's get into this. I appreciate you guys. For those of you that know all about this case, I would love to chat theories after I get through what is actually happening and what we think is happening. All right. Now, noting my opinion, these parents have said some pretty weird shit, and it's normal. The resurrection. All right, definitely sad and true. And y'all know, if a child gets trafficked and they're sold to somebody and people are content to do what they do, once they realize the whole world's after them and they're going to be made as an example if they get caught and when, they're going to get rid of that child, kid, woman, whatever it is. Hoosier forever. Shout out to you for the $1.99 towards our goal. I appreciate you. All right, let me just quickly tell you, in case somebody just completely forgot about what happened here. All right, Hawkins County, Tennessee. It's been over 4 years since, at the time, 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells vanished from her family's home in Beech Creek community of Hawkins County in Tennessee, guys. June 15th, let's go back. June 15th, 2021. Summer Wells was reported missing around 6:30 p.m. Now, 6:30 p.m. on a summer day, it's still nice and light outside. All right. Now, this prompted an immediate response from local law enforcement and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Within 12 hours, the endangered child alert was issued and followed by a statewide Amber Alert, which, by the way, guys, is still going. Less than 12 hours due to the growing concerns about her safety. Summer was last seen near her home on Ben Hill Road, and her family has consistently maintained that they believe she was abducted, possibly taken down a hill behind their property. So now, guys, when we're talking about this search and you see how close it is to their property and where, it's going to make you guys even think further that the parents had something to do with this. It was so close to home, they got rid of the body and whatever. We'll tell the story as we fill it in, right? Hey, guilty of crime besties, what's up? Good to see y'all. Come on in, relax, chill out. We'll be here for a while. Kathy from the future, thank you for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you guys received that membership, please thank Kathy for doing so. Kathy, thank you. I did get Baby Guilty's Christmas gift, and oh boy, does she love that. All right, I didn't tell her yet, but she loves when my crime crew spoils her. So thank you. I do appreciate that. Baby Guilty will one day be old enough to be on here. All right. And talk to you all. All right. Yeah. Now, Don Wells is definitely the epitome of pervy, but his wife, Candace, is not far from that. And from what I hear, these weirdo mathematicians are wife swappers and people swappers, and everybody is effing everybody, if you know what I mean. All right. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This is not a cold case. It's far from it, is what TBI is saying. All right. What's up, Alexis? Alexi, good to see you, my friend. I always see you in chats all the time now. What's up? Jay the Italian Cookie, Sadie's mama, big hug to you. It is gross to even think about it, but think about it. All right, listen, guys. TBI's public statement stress the investigation is absolutely not cold, and the agents continue to pursue leads and tips. Can I also tell you guys something else that really warms my heart? I got to put a spotlight quickly as I tell you this. Jason Jensen is the private eye that's working on this case. If you don't know who Jason Jensen is, you'll realize who he is by the end of this. Jason Jensen is that private eye that's been working on Rosie Tapia's case for 30 years. All right. And we know how dedicated he is. He's also working on the Summer Wells case. I had no idea. I'm very excited to hear that he is on that team and that he's working that. Jason Jensen was on our show. He came in chat when we did the Rosie Tapia cold case. My family talks to him. I didn't even know that my family knows him and that he knows or is in the Summer Wells case. So Jason Jensen's the man. He's so dedicated. A lot of people know him. I did not know him until we did that cold case with my family. So kudos to Jason Jensen. I want to show you who he is real quick, and y'all should add him because he's got some cool updates and input on this case. Now, listen, this happened. The lead was pursued in Greeneville on November 13th, which is 7 days ago. The local outlets report that the agencies will continue to follow up and work the tips as they come in. They encourage anyone with information to contact investigators and TBI as well, local law enforcement and TBI. All right. So let me show you Jason Jensen. I'll give you some of the highlights. And then I just want to show you, I'm really excited about how new leads are coming in. And this discussion is really getting picked back up on, and it's heated. It's a good heated discussion. So let's take a look real quick at the private eye, Jason Jensen. This guy was in our chat and on the channel when in the Rosie Tapia case, and he is so dedicated. Much love to you, Jason Jensen. I should have tagged you in this had I realized who you were. So hopefully you'll watch this. I'll send you the episode also. I wish I'd have had this guy in here. He's really cool and dedicated. So that's Jason Jensen. And let me show you what he says. A lot of people say that this lead might be the lead that tips off who did this, who, what, when, and the involvement with the Summer Wells case. Now I'm going to go down here just a little bit. And yesterday, Jason Jensen reposted this at 6:53 a.m. Summer Wells, do you remember the sighting of the red Toyota Tacoma? Was this the correct vehicle? The owner of this vehicle sold his Tacoma in August 2022. Summer went missing on June 2021. All right, so this is a big discussion topic, and as we get to it, you'll understand more and why. Yes, the infamous red truck and the infamous man, Jason Jensen, that I didn't even realize who he was and how great and dedicated he is. So there's that infamous truck. We stand with Katie, Ryan the Gamer. Good to see you. Good to see everybody that's rolling in. Come on in. So yeah, that famous truck and the lead and Jason Jensen. What are we going to do about this now? Why are we talking about it again? All right. What does this have to do? That would mean the ladder rack and the bucket was a false ad on the tip. That truck doesn't look like it's ever carried a ladder, or maybe the truck ladder. And this what people are saying. Maybe they put a new bed liner. This one says the TBI has confirmed a lead in the case, has led lead agents along the detectives from Hawkins County to the location of 3500 Block of Van Hill Road in Greeneville, Tennessee, Thursday, November 13th, 2025. The location of interest, guys, is approximately 9.5 miles from the Wells home where Summer disappeared on June 15th, 2021. All right. It's been said that the lead doesn't have involvement by any of Summer's family members, but the family's not talking, and I'll show you that in a bit. The spokesman couldn't provide further details, but we're watching as this comes out. All right. So that truck, 3346 Van Hill, has a truck on Google Earth, and an RSO also lives there. All right. We're going to be a little bit of detectives on this case as we're going to. All right. Mexican American, Simmons says, got us laughing here in chat. All right. So that truck could be a key to this case. All right. And we're looking back at it. Excellent work. So many coincidences. Fred Hill's relation, tree trimming company, and now this. I always thought something was suspicious about that truck. All right. So there's a lot in here in Jason Jensen's post. And there's a group here called Summer Wells. Was it Summer Wells Update or Summer Wells Missing Community? One of those two I just added, and I'm not sure if they added me back. My internet is taking forever. So I'll pull this up in a bit. Let me remove this, and let's take a look around a little bit. I want you guys to see the area. We'll still come back to it, but I've got a lot to put in today's episode. So bear with me, hang out. We have 208 people, and it'd be awesome if we can get the equal amount of likes. All right. Hopefully we'll get some more memberships gifted, etc. All right. This is, I mean, yeah, that's so methed up, man. You tell me that Summerwell's parents aren't mathematicians. Yeah, YouTube has been glitching all day, and I use StreamYard. So StreamYard is being wonky. Also, I'm in California, and it's been raining off and on all day. Now, you say Don got a DUI and crashed near the spot that they're looking at as well. So there's a lot of components and speculation in this case. What's up, Lady for Justice? Let me show you real quick so I can knock these out. I want to show you the Van Hill Road, how it looks, and then I'm going to read you some more articles and give you information, etc. All right, so let's take a look real quick together at this search. I'm not going to put music on here, but I want to bring my screen down so you can take a look for yourself. All right, so this is where they were searching in the area that's around 9 miles from the home, which means, guys, she wasn't trafficked. That's what that means. It means she wasn't trafficked. You don't traffic a child and then bring them back to their parents' backyard, essentially. So I hope you're watching that camera right there. That's where law enforcement was searching. Those are the spots. All right. So take a look in the thick, the thick brush and, the dead trees. Mary Beth got her Madeline Soto shirt today and she loves it. Well, keep good care of that because that's the only one left. Yeah, you could, but it's weird that they're focusing on that spot. All right. So you just got here. If you just got here, we'll tell you everything we know. All right. We'll tell you everything you know. There's a lot of RSOs in that neighborhood and ex-cons, Wyatt. All right. So we're focusing heavily today on the area that they searched, what they're searching, what happened, and different theories that are taking a turn in this case. All right. So you can see the area. That's the road. That's an address, 3500 Van Hill Road. There's nothing out there, but it's close. It's close. All right. I'm going to pull that bad boy down. And I'm trying to get these two out of the way because you can't download shorts. Whoa. I just took myself off there. All right. Let's take a look at this and then I will read you more updates. Summerwell's new info. All right.
No tears.
Not one tear.
No, she faced me.
She wasn't hysterical. She was just calm.
She
Did
called
you
me on the
actually
phone,
see
they said
Summer
her
in the
face
car?
wasn't crying.
Shit,
Listen.
when they pulled up, yeah,
Yeah.
so you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive?
In an interview with Hunter's mother, she reveals that when Candace dropped Hunter off later that day, she wouldn't let his mother say goodbye to Summer, who was still in the car.
She was sleeping, but it was hot out that
She
day.
was sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up. It was hot
The
out.
windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug,
No
and she
air
said I couldn't
conditioning.
give her a hug.
So right there,
Is
that's
that
where I
suspicious
said,
to you?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Because,
And I told her
you heard of secondary
I said, I
driving,
always hug that baby. Whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name.
sleeping or not.
Oh, she
Yeah.
would wake up.
She would
She
wake up
loved
and
Are you telling me you can't hear this? They're talking about Summer Wells in the back. Some people say that she wasn't even alive. Let me start it over. I see somebody putting an ear up and saying they can't hear it. So let me play it again. It's important. There's a lot of people that say that she was dead in that back seat when the picture was taken. All right. So I'll do it again for whoever said they can't hear it. Lori Minor, thank you for the Guilty of Crime membership. If anybody gets that, say thank you. You thought that too. You already thought she was dead. Let's take a look at that. All right. I don't know about Hunter and his psych ward, but we're going to find out some things as we go. They were searching basically 3500 Van Hill Road. All right. And yes, we're going to talk about all the things and the people and the craziness of this case. Thank you. Happy her case isn't cold. Thank you, Jay. Member for 12 months, Jack Stormo. All right. Somebody said they couldn't hear this. I know you guys can hear me because my voice projects. Let me play this one more time. People thought Summer Wells was already dead in that picture. Listen up.
Was she crying?
no.
No,
She didn't shed a tear.
No tears.
Not one tear.
no, she faced me.
She wasn't hysterical. She was just
No.
calm.
She
Did
called
you
me on the
actually
phone,
see
they said
Summer
her
in the
face
car?
wasn't crying.
Shit,
Yeah.
when they pulled up, yeah,
Yeah.
so you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive?
In an interview with Hunter's mother, she reveals that when Candace dropped Hunter off later that day, she wouldn't let his mother say goodbye to Summer, who was still in the car.
She was sleeping when it was hot out that
She was
day.
sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up. It was hot.
The
out.
windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug,
No
and she
air
said I couldn't give her a hug.
So right there,
Is
that's
that
where I
suspicious
said,
to you?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Because,
told
you
the
know,
CBI
you
that.
heard of secondary
I said I
drowning.
always hug that baby. Whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name,
sleeping or not.
Oh, she
Yeah.
would wake up.
she would
She
wake up
loved
and crawl
her.
in my arms.
Where you swallow
She'd
so
be out
much
of that
water
car in a
you
heartbeat
later
in my
on.
house.
Summer loved her.
Kelly.
He wasn't talking. Like,
No.
I asked him how it was. He said, fine.
Was she crying?
All right. So again, that's just a theory that she was already not alive at that point. And if you don't know this case, just relax and hang out because you'll probably find out different names as we go. This is an old case that people work on daily. So there's a lot of information, etc. All right. Some people say dry drowning. All right. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there, but the bottom line is that law enforcement is narrowing in on one theory or several in one location. So let's take a look at all the new official stuff that's out. Okay. All right. So this is 2 days ago. Law enforcement follows up on a lead in the Summer Wells case. Greeneville, Tennessee, more than 4 years after Summer Wells was reported missing from her home in Beech Creek community. And you guys, if you know this case, you realize where she lived, the area, her space, how you had to crawl underneath a cabinet to get to where she needed to go. That was no place for a child. All right. So here you go. Here it is again. On November 13th, on Thursday, TBI and detectives were at 3500 block of Van Hill Road. That is just 9 miles from the house, guys. It's about 9.5 from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road via State Route 347, which we just saw. All right. Channel 11 News followed up with TBI asking if they could provide details about the nature of the tip, if anything had been substantiated from it, and how long it had been since agents followed up on a similar sort of lead in the field. All right. The spokesperson could not release any further details, but said agents continue to follow up as the leads come in and the investigation remains active and ongoing. I do want to show you the age progressed pictures of Summer in a second. Listen, there's still an active Amber Alert, like I was telling you guys earlier, for Summer Wells. No one's been arrested or charged in connection. There are a lot of whispers and theories. And yeah, let's continue. Let's continue. All right. I know my screen's blank. I don't like that. What's up, Sassy Sleuthy and Sherlock Homegirl? I've been watching everything since the beginning of Summer Wells. It's a very long saga up and down. And I agree. And that's why I say be patient, everybody, because you might not know who Hunter, who anybody is, right? You might not know all the characters, but we'll find out. All right, now this was from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or TBI. I don't know why I'm not following them, but I'll follow them now. This was the new age progression of Summer Wells, who's been missing since 2021. Back then, guys, she was like 3 feet tall and not that many pounds, right? She could have almost been put anywhere. That's what they say she would look like today. I don't think that she's still alive. They wouldn't be looking in that area if she were still alive and she didn't make it past 10 miles. The search actually makes the Wells look more innocent. It's the property of a known person of interest. And in my opinion, I think the opposite, only because it doesn't matter if it's a known. Look at the Richard Allen case and how they found Abby and Libby on the property of the other guy that passed away, and they tried to blame it on him. So yes, it's a tip, but everybody's Alex. If you guys don't know, she has a channel, Alex Erickson. Go subscribe. And yeah, I don't think she's alive, guys. Property's connected to, but you do not kidnap somebody and then take them only a few miles from the house to dispose of their body. All right. A lead looks more like there would be an arrest than a tip. Someone has talked. I agree. And I think it's all of the above. It's all of the above. All right. So there's her age progression by TBI. Again, I don't think that she's with us anymore, but NCMEC, I'm always telling you guys, go donate to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. All right. the Amber Alert's still going. It's wild. This is what she looked like when she was taken or before, right? I don't know. They shaved her hair off. People say she had lice. I think that it's demeaning. If she didn't have lice and mom just cut all her hair off, it's very demeaning because, well, it just is to do that to your baby girl. All right. What's up, the classic one? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so many kids are missing, but this case is heating up. That's the thing. That's the thing. All right. They continue to pursue all leads and just keep an eye on this. I don't think that she could possibly still be with us. So let's take a look at the official news and then I'll read some more. We'll talk some more. This is wild. I'm really surprised that they even have a tip, and I'm not surprised that they're not saying more.
FBI has searched an area this past week in the continued search for Summer Wells. It's our breaking news tonight.
It's been more than 4 years since Summer Wells was last seen. The then 5-year-old was reported missing from her home in the Beech Creek community in Hawkins County.
There's been no sign of the little girl since, and law enforcement from several agencies have worked countless tips over.
Well, I've been covering this case since Summer Wells, since I hopped on here. I've been a creator for almost 2 years, and I have many episodes on the Summer Wells case. Are you a creator? All right, let's keep going. I know about a lot of cases.
For the years. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with TBI, who says the case is far from cold. Ansley?
Yeah, Sarah and Casey, there have been more questions than answers since Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County on June 15th of 2021. But today, the TBI confirmed that their agents, along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, continue to investigate what happened to Summer. They say that last week, on November 13th, their agents, along with the detectives, were at a location.
All right, now, again, take a look at this. And then when we talk about the parents not wanting to talk, I'll show you that as well. You gotta say, why aren't they talking when they've talked the whole time, whether we wanted to hear them or not, whether they were high or not, whether they slept or not? They've gone on Dr. Phil. They've been on every news station. Don Wells just did an interview at the 4-year mark. We covered this case then, and there wasn't a lot to say. All right. And thank you. You're absolutely welcome, Donna Joe. I try to cover as many cases that I can and keep the integrity of the case as well. Member for 2 months, Royal Bitch X. Good to see you, my friend. All right. YouTube creators do not listen to any of the Wells or any YouTube creator has Candace on a wrench. Huh. Interesting. All right. Let's keep going. A lot of you guys know about this case. They've talked so much, probably tired of being abused online. As shitty as they've been, plus they weren't together anymore as of a couple weeks ago. And as a couple of weeks ago, I heard about the swapping of the couples when they were together, the swapping of the wives, etc. Now, they have talked a lot, and I understand the abuse of being online, but there's a lot of parents with missing kids, and that's what happens. Why, when there's a lead now, do they not want to talk? All of a sudden, they just don't want to talk because they've been abused. I just don't see that. I can't see that, and I'm just not for that side. But I love to agree to disagree. All right, now, so anyway, that's Hawkins County. That's the family home there, and then that's where they're searching down here, about 9.5 miles. So had someone kidnapped, trafficked, or anything, they would have gotten a lot farther away. They would have gone a lot farther.
In the
in my opinion.
3500 block of Van Hill Road in Greeneville, following up on a lead in the case. That's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road via State Route 347. Now, we followed up with the TBI asking if they could provide details about the nature of the tip, if anything substantiated from it, and how long it had been since their agents followed up on a lead like this in the field. The spokesperson couldn't tell us those details, but said that agents follow up on leads as they come in, and the investigation remains active.
Now, you guys are in chat, and you guys have been probably following this with other channels. Do you think that it was a family member or a relative that was close to the family that knew how to get access to her, and they did something nefarious, like an RSO that decided to kidnap her essay her and then they didn't know what to do with her? What do you think? Hey, trust me, it's been a long time. I didn't always feel that way. Yeah, you've been on here a lot longer than I have, Alex. I've only been on here for 2 years in February, and my focus has been the Madeline Soto case. However, with parents like this, who even needs parents? But I feel you. I know you get into the detail. All right. So do you think somebody would kidnap her, essay her, and then bring her back there? Or do you think it's someone that's close to the family that knows where to go and where to put the baby? They got too heated, and that's what they did. Hunter's mom, Ellie, was Candace's best friend at the time. That's what you think? Lots of woods. Well, my gut feeling is that she's absolutely no longer alive. I think somebody kidnapped her for the sake of sexual assault. I think that Summer Wells was probably SA'd before she was ever kidnapped. I think that she had been SA'd, sexually assaulted, by possibly her dad before, or a family member, somebody that was close. I mean, even her mom, I wouldn't put it past Candace to do that. I think that she was already an abused child by the hands of an SAer, and that somebody SA'd her, took it a little too far, and then they took her life and buried her. That's what I think, but I don't think that she's with us any longer. And Sandy, if they sold her for D rugs, it got way too hot and heated, and they had to take her life and get rid of her. Okay, so if anybody were to purchase a child, anybody, any sick mother trucker was to purchase a child for the purpose of essaying them, and this rose to an international level in the way it was, that's way too hot. You've got to get rid of the body. All right. And yeah, drugs do make people do evil shit. Summer was going to kindergarten in September, so DW Daddy had to get rid of her before school time. That's a possibility too. But the fact with that there's so many drugs around that property, so many RSOs, and so many ex-cons, and the way that they cared for Summer Wells leads me to believe that she is absolutely no longer with us, and that it was somebody close. Now, we looked at the child trafficking statistics the other day, and although I'm sure Tennessee is not quite as hot as California or Florida, if somebody did try to traffic Summer Wells, I guarantee you they would stop in their tracks when they realize that her face is on every single person's phone, iWatch, a computer, everywhere, right? So that's what I think. All right, that's what I think. I hope that there's an arrest that comes soon. All right, it does sound like a strange commune, and it makes sense. They just told me the teacher Virginia made CSAM and put on the, oh my goodness, anonymous. I believe you, and that's terrible. Those are the cases that I normally cover, and they're hard. All right, let's keep going. A lot of theories, guys. A lot of theories, a lot of details.
And ongoing. Now, this is the first update outside of law enforcement sharing age-progressed photos and ensuring the case is not cold and that they haven't forgotten about Summer. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Ronnie Lawson, and have yet to hear back from him or his office. It's important.
Again, as of right now, I don't think Ronnie Lawson or the Wells family is going to talk. All right. I think that it got way too close to home at this point, and they know that somebody that was in their inner circle gave a tip about where she is, etc. And that's why they're not talking. That's what I think. All right. And again, that's just my theory. What happened? Well, they're all mathematicians. That's why there's always DRUGs involved, because they're all on those. Maybe they quit by now, but those people, you can't tell me that they're not mathematicians when you see them. I've watched enough interviews and seen them enough, and the level of disgust in their house, on their property, and the people that surrounds them don't seem like good people. And not just because I looked at them and judged them. All right. They do look like the hills have eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if Don and Candace are first cousins.
To note, though, that there is still an active Amber Alert for Summer. and no one has
Yes,
been
guys,
arrested
yes.
or charged in connection to her disappearance.
Introducing Purple, the only mattress with the
Purple. I like the color purple. All right. And again, I'm trying to get everything documented that I can. That's happening right now, so that when you guys go back to watch this, and we got to go over the we're documenting the case, we're going over it, you get all the information. All right. I hope Ronnie Lawson wants to solve Summer's case before he leaves office next year. I don't know. I think there's some controversy there, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I hope Jason Jensen brings it home. All right. So I mean, this is what we just listened to, but Wells, that was 5 years old then in mid-June. Listen, guys, they've done dozens of searches, hundreds of tips, and countless hours of searching and investigating that have otherwise yielded no new details in the search. Now they're not really telling us what they found or why they're looking. Okay, they're keeping it hush hush, and rightfully so. So 7 days ago, they went out there and did another search based on a tip that they're not telling us. All right, so let's see what else. Anything, spokesperson could not release any information, and the Amber Alert's still going. Okay, last time Don talked, guys, was at the 4-year anniversary, and he says it's 4 years too long. All right. That was earlier this year on her 4th anniversary. My thoughts or feelings haven't changed. I mean, it's heartbreak. It's been heartbreak, continual heartbreak for the past 4 years. All right. All right. Let me play some more clips of the stuff so you guys can get everything, soak it all in, and then we'll continue the discussions. All right. Yes, Dolly has done searches several times as well. I do commend Dolly. Dolly went out there also, and hold on, let me pause this. Make sure I'm getting the sound. Dolly went out there. He came here to California for the Emmanuel Haro case. I gotta give him credit for those that say Dolly does clickbait or Dolly makes money off of Turtle Island. He does, but I gotta say, you gotta do that to survive on YouTube. And he does spend his money to help other people and to go do searches, etc. He's done that with Sebastian, right? He went all the way to California. All right, yes. I agree with you here. Sicko, bum, fucks, backwoods, pedo. I couldn't have said that better. What's up, Turtle Island champ? All right, let's go. Let's keep going. We got a while.
Years-long investigation into a little girl last seen in Hawkins County. The last reported sighting of Summer Wells.
All right, this is just a quick tip, but again, I just want this to be documented. Yeah, Dolly is cool. I like him. I like his style, right? I just like what he does. I like his funny jokes that he could balance it out. And he does give back.
Was in June of 2021 from her home on Ben Hill Road. Today, she would be almost 9 years old. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation confirms last week agents were working with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, following up on a lead in Greeneville on Van Hill Road. Agents will only...
I'm glad that they have some of those pictures out there so you can see the terrains up close, guys, because look at how many people and the gear they have, the leaves, the brush, the dead trees. If you're looking for a child that from 4 years ago that went missing, that was 5 at that time, they could be, the bones could be anywhere. Jitterbug, I've seen really guilty looking people innocent. I agree. I like that Alex takes a lot of the middle grounds and can have a happy medium that's not just one-sided or the other. What sign are you, Alex Erickson? I'm a Leo, so once I grab onto a theory, I'm not letting that ish go, all right? But I'm glad you're fair-minded. You're probably a Libra, huh? All right, what's up, brown-eyed girl, a.k.a. Daisy Duck? Come on in, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. She was only 5. Hit that like button when you come in, all right? Do me a favor. And if you have the means to get a membership, gift a membership, super chat, super sticker, it all helps the channel. Well, here's the thing is that we have animals out there that are scurrying around, guys. We have all kinds of different things in the element. We've had snow, we've had wind, we've had rain, those are rough terrains there. All right. Devil's advocate in the same way. Yeah, I love that. I love the devil's advocate. So buried, there can be a skull There could be some feet bones. There could be a hand here. I hate to say that, but there can be ribs there, and there could be pieces everywhere. Guys, I feel like the strangers want to know where Summer Wells is more than the parents. And many times, guys, I hope you guys realize that statistically, children that go missing or that end up dead, statistically, even not just children, but people, it's somebody that knows the family or is close to the family. It's not some random stranger that just drove out down highway whatever and drove for 20 more miles and then went down their driveway, and there's nothing else around them, but there's this truck that goes in the driveway, goes under this thing in the kitchen, takes your kid, and then runs away. That's just not the likelihood of most of it. That's not how it happens.
Say the investigation is ongoing.
All right. So that, again, we got some clips, some quick clips, and we're not doing the step sibling today, but we did find out in the step sibling case, guys, that the brother, if you guys were following my case, if you're following me on the Carnival Cruise case, I did find out that Anna Kepner was seen on video with her stepbrother, the suspect. And it was verified that the family was all sharing a cabin together. So it wasn't like they just had the boy and the girl in their room. They actually confirmed that all of them were in a cabin together. So yeah, there's a lot of new stuff coming out in the case. Let's get on to the parents not wanting to talk. Okay, you're a Virgo. I'm a Virgo, but I'm a very close to a Leo cusp. Interesting. I'm a Leo close to the Cancer cusp. All right. Yeah, Deb, you're right. Bears, hogs, coyotes, bobcats, cougars, foxes. I don't know about wolves, but there are packs. And again, I'm in California, so I don't know much about rough terrains or any of that, but I do know what would happen in an area like that. Right now, the parents don't want to talk. What's up, Casey? Casey? All right. I hopped back in, had a phone call. She looked around 30. Who did? Inbreds are common in the hills. The hills have eyes. All right, listen. Summer Wells' parents declined media request after new law enforcement search.
Continuing to follow TBI's statement of a new lead the agency followed up on in the search for Summer Wells.
It happened at the 3500 block of Van Hill Road, not far off.
Well, news sources said that they all were in the room. So I don't know if the mom and dad had one bed and then the other people, but that's what the news sources said. So maybe they're incorrect. Lockdown. We'll see as this comes out. All right. That's what they reported. And if they didn't all have the same room, well, what does it matter? She ended up under a bed with supposedly her brother sleeping on top. So yeah, I know, Mom. I know. And you know what's sickening to think about what could have happened? It probably did happen. The worst things that you guys could think of that would happen probably happened to Summer Wells. I mean, look at Madeline Soto and the abuse that she endured for years before her life was gone. I do think that Summer Wells was a victim of SA by either her father, her mother, or close members. All right. Okay, that's awesome, Lockdown. I'm glad that you know about them holding only 4. I don't know why they could only hold 4, and yet they said there were 5 in the room. All right, you said we have plenty of rough terrain in the Bay Area. I lived in Santa Cruz. Yeah, well, I don't go to Santa Cruz, Mab. I'm in San Jose or Man Jose, where it's all just buildings and city here. So there's no rough terrain for me. What's up, Marlena? All right, listen, let's go.
From where Summer was last seen over 4 years ago. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel has followed up on this new information as the Amber Alert for Summer still remains active.
This is Van Hill Road. It's about 9.5 miles from.
Well, here's the bottom line. If the parents are not involved, they sure act super suspicious, Carly, number 1. And number 2, Candace Wells and Don Wells were and are still responsible for Summer Wells and whatever happened to her. If somebody went into that house and did something to her or kidnapped her from that property, it was her parents' job to protect her. They don't have a housing track or they weren't in an apartment building with different groups of people. You don't have the Hispanics here, the Indians, the blacks, and you have no idea who did what. That's where I live. There's everybody multiracial. They're in one area, secluded, only surrounded by the people that they bring in. And they didn't bring good people in. So that's still on them. And I'm sure it is on them because, well, we're all looking at them. And they lost every other kid they had. So there's that.
The Wells family home on Ben Hill Road, where Summer was reported missing. As you can see, there are posters here with her information on them. And last week, law enforcement conducted a search on this road in the 3500 block. It's about 2 miles back from where I'm standing here. It's very similar to Beech Creek as the homes are spread out and there is a lot of land. It's also close to the Greene County line. We did reach out to Don and Candace after the TBI confirmed a recent search in their daughter's case. They said they do not want to be interviewed as they are waiting to hear more from the TBI and, quote, otherwise it is just more drama and stirred.
And that I could understand when they do start to say that. However, when you go back on the 4-year anniversary where it's just a supposition of, hey, it's been 4 years. I want to keep my daughter's name out there, knowing that there's no new leads and it's just, okay, it's another year. We're going to talk. And now they're not talking. They're not getting on the news for 2 minutes and saying, hey, listen, there's a new tip out there. If you guys have any information, please get over to TBI, FBI, local law enforcement. They're not doing that. I remember Kiss visiting there. It was so cool. Kids, maybe? I'll put that up there real quick. All right. But yes, the drama is not, I'm sure not good, but their daughter's missing. F the drama. Bring Summer Wells home.
So there was nothing to say, end quote. We reached out to Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, too, and have yet to hear back. We also stopped by his office today and were told that he wasn't in.
See, they're getting more aggressive, too. I've been listening to all the things as well, and they're really trying to, it's been 7 days, they're really trying to lock down Ronnie Lawson, get a statement, and get the parents so that this case can keep circulating. Because we can't continue to talk about this or we can't continue to report on it when there's nothing new. Now we can, but how long can that really go? All right. You said you mean Gannon Stauch? All right.
TBI couldn't tell us what the tip about Summer was that led them here to Van Hill Road or if anything came of it. In Hawkins County, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
All right. And we have more, of course. Now, I wanted to tell you, I was looking at how old Summer was and how big, and it's crazy. She was 5 years old, guys, 3 feet tall, weighing approximately 40 pounds at the time of her disappearance. And I guess what I'm saying by that is that's not a lot. That's not a lot to 3 feet tall and 40 pounds being out in those kind of conditions. I mean, where would they even find her body at this point? Or would it just be bones? I mean, I don't know exactly what they're looking for, and I wish I did. All right, let me get to the next thing. My internet is being so slow. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. And again, if y'all have anything that you heard, anything interesting, feel free to drop that in chat and let's discuss. I just saw this video that came out from Michelle After Dark, and boy is it detailed. I think we're gonna have time. It's like a 13-minute video to point the finger in the family, and you could see the ancestry. I mean, it went deep. All right, make sure you put your gifting on to allow a membership. All right, let me just take a look at this. I love seeing these different pictures and documenting Summer Wells and all the pictures, because we've done this on earlier episodes, guys, but right, you guys weren't with me on the earlier episodes. I saw a video by Psychic Sleuth recently, and she said she contacted law enforcement. No idea if this could be related. Interesting. ATS says interesting. That's what I said. All right, let's listen to the robot voice for just a second. Cops raid Van Hill Road.
Since the news broke about precious little Summer Wells going missing, we get news about a lead that detectives just followed up on. Well, I am so glad to hear some news in the case.
And now you guys are seeing the people, the pictures, etc. Disappearing the day before CPS was coming to see her isn't a coincidence. I don't buy it. I am not giving you an update on Anna Kepner right now, but I certainly will. The only update on Anna Kepner right now is that they did find video surveillance of Anna Kepner with Tim, the suspect, headed back to the room on the boat. They were walking together, right? And the family told the news that they were all sharing a room. Those are the only two things that I can really update right now. All right. You say they were starving her. Member for 5 months, Pagliari Pagliariani family. Thank you. Thank you. You say Summer's head shaved for sale. Interesting. All right. All right. Let me just read this and then I'll keep going. What's up, Teresa Lech? Good to see you, my friend. Oh my God. So not only did Timothy sleep over Anna's body, but the whole family slept in the same room. So all that night they didn't wonder where, why. Actually, I'm imagining so. That was the update that I got, that they all, and the mom talked. I talked to you earlier about that, Emily. The mom gave the news an interview. So I don't know. I know Tiff may be talking to her. Maybe she will give Tiff an interview. I don't know, but she's talking. The mom's giving a lot of statements. The biological mom of Anna Kepner is talking. All right. All right. Let's keep going.
I am hoping that this lead will help to get answers as to what exactly happened to Summer Wells.
I mean, these people shouldn't have even had kids. I hate to say that, guys. I really do. But here's the thing. That property was not fit for any children. You're right. All the children got taken away. You guys have to know and be aware that these people are absolute mathematicians. If you guys think Daniel's a mathematician, these people are mathematicians from then until now. Their house was a disaster. There's all bunch of safe, hazardous shit, not safe in that house for children, and then specifically Summer Wells. All right. What's up, Melly? Good to see you, my friend. They didn't want kids, and they sure got their kids gone. All right. Yeah. Well, she had a 5-year late abortion, in my opinion.
And where she is. TBI has also confirmed that the case is far from cold, and it seems that they are actively working on solving the case every day. A TBI spokesperson said agents, along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, continue to investigate what happened to Summer. On Thursday, November 13th.
Well, I'm not trying to pick on anyone, Miss Seek, but it's what we all see, but it's what I see. If you guys don't see it, I see that those parents, I've seen the interviews, I've seen the house, I've read it, I've watched it, and both of those parents are unfit to have children. So whether her parents abused her or what her background is, I have sympathy and empathy. But as an adult, you grow up and you decide what to do. You don't abuse your children because you were abused. You don't take a bunch of D-rugs because your parents did it. You got to get help and do something different. And I'm never going to say otherwise. I'm never going to say, well, poor thing, she lost most of her children and Summer because her parents did that to her. All right. That's just not. It's not.
The TBI and detectives were at a location in the 3500 block of Van.
Now, listen, I even thought originally, guys, I mean, I was buying into this a little bit too. You see this, and then that for sale. They've got that for sale, that red for sale thing out there where they're selling stuff. They weren't really selling kids, but many people in that area said that was for sale of children, that they were possibly trafficking their children, if not Summer Wells. And then another theory was that maybe she didn't make it off the property at all initially, and she was in some kind of barrel, got hurt on the property, and they had to dispose of her. All right. Yeah, right. How many families have two people missing years apart? I don't know. She's still a carny. Yeah, she is. And the people that she brings home and associates with, I can have compassion for people, but it only goes so far when it comes to children. and not being protected by their parents. All right. Did you guys hear about Ashley Buzzard? Did you hear that Ashley Buzzard was cutting the faces out of the picture for Melody Buzzard? She took all those pictures and all those flyers that she took down that people were putting up for Melody. She brought them in the house and cut out all of their faces. Who does that? Does that mean that she's dead and she wants her out? Or what does that mean to you? That's just so odd. And again, she has mental health issues too. But do I excuse her? No. Holly, yes. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. Yes, I have an update on that tomorrow, guys. All right. Lots of cases. Lots of cases. Yes. I just want to know what that means. Andrea, thank you for being here. You've been here longer than a month, but thank you for being here. A member for a month.
Hill Road in Greeneville, following up on a lead in the case. That area is about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road, the estate route 347. TBI was asked if they could provide more information about the tip, if anything had been substantiated from it, and how long it had been since agents followed up on a similar sort of lead in the field. The spokesperson could not release any further details.
I mean, she doesn't look healthy there, and you can't be that healthy in that kind of living condition. I'm sorry. Bottom line is she's missing. I don't think she's with us any longer. And her parents were responsible for her ultimately.
Said agents continue to follow up on leads as they come in, and
So-
the investigation remains active and ongoing. So, other than police went to this location to follow up on a lead, we have no other information. It could be anything at this point, maybe a possible witness or just someone claiming to have heard or saw something. We don't know. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson was approached by media for comment too, but so far didn't provide any further information. When looking at the location, there's a lot of trees on other sides of the roadside. Looks pretty isolated too. Another observation I made while looking at the area is that just further down the road, there is a lot of construction vehicles and a lot of broken.
Now, are any of you guys local there that may have seen or heard about a search? Did they bring dogs with them this time, or was it just people? All right, we have 452 people in here. It's free to hit that like button, guys. And I got to tell you, no, the property wasn't raided at all. It was 9.5 miles away from their property. All right, one theory was that someone on that hill narked on bad folks and they went to take their daughter and took the wrong kids. That's what I heard. Well, thanks, Mab. All right. I have one more other comment. The property wasn't raided. They had a warrant, but Paul is letting them look. They've been back a few times since Friday. Thank you for letting us know that. Did they bring dogs out there? Does anyone know if they brought dogs out there? CPS took the other children. Yeah. Yeah. Lack of supervision is all it's been proven. Agreed. All right. No, she did not have cancer. They shaved her head. Some people say they shaved her hair because she wanted to look like her brothers. And then other people say she had lice. I'm not really sure. Again, this case happened over 4 years ago. I hopped on this about 2 years ago. What's up? Thank you, Joanna, for stopping by and hitting that thumbs up. No, they just shaved her head. All right. What's up, Kylie? All right, let's keep going. We got a lot more.
Down cars. I will definitely be keeping a close eye on any further updates or information that may.
And then look, you look down there and you've got the different excavators that they can. There's so many things. There's so many places she could be. Where's the dogs? Did they bring the dogs? Is what I want to know.
They come in, especially from law enforcement. What do you guys think? Could this be the lead that finds Summer Wells after all these years? Drop your thoughts down below.
See, you get so many different things there. I got comments saying they shaved her head to sell them. They shaved their head because she wanted to be like her brother. I don't know. I don't think so. You say you've seen pictures of lice soap bottles. It's possible. All right, there's a lot of possibilities. Either way, those pictures tell a lot. All right. Yeah, it has been too long. But look at Michael Monkey Vaughn. They're solving that right now, hopefully. All right. Don Wells is a convicted, and there are other people around there that are as well. So we'll talk about that after we get through this. Then I want to listen to the connect the dots in detail. All right. It's crazy. All right. So that's the area. I like the zoom in in the zoom out, you can see there's so many areas. I absolutely think if they didn't bring the dogs, they need to go back with the dogs, guys, because I don't know how you can really sift through any of that. All right, let me see how slow my internet's going. All right, this is a good one. Tennessee in 10 came out yesterday. New information reignites the search for Summer Wells. And then they talk about another child was killed in the house fire in Overton County. So local news. Let's listen, and then we'll do some more connecting the dots. I fix my kids' hair every day and put hairspray. Yeah, man, not so crazy. Bye, Marlena. Happy birthday. It's your birthday? You kids made me. Oh, happy birthday, guys, Marlena. Everybody, please tell her happy birthday. Yes, the heels have eyes out there. All right, let's watch this. Have you covered this yet, Mab? All right, local Tennessee, Channel 4.
Tennessee in 10 is made possible by.
All right, we don't need all that.
I'm into Hera. We're going to start in East Tennessee, where a new lead is reigniting the search for Summer Wells.
Hello from the WVLT newsroom. I'm Will Puckett. Well, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is saying the Summer Wells case is far from being cold. TBI officials saying this week they followed up on a lead at a home on Van Hill Road in Greeneville last week. That spot in Greeneville is about 10 miles from where Summer went missing. Officials did not say.
All right, so I'll just leave it up there for a second. You guys could see the property. I think some of you guys probably either followed the case die hard and you know all the rumors and theories, or you don't and you didn't realize what the property looked like. There's a lot of things on that property or near it that she could have got hurt with or on, right? And even when you go in the house, you look at this house and you're like, okay, well, houses get weather beaten, etc. But if you've seen inside that house, if you watch the videos of them going in there, there's nothing safe for children in that house. And you guys got to admit, another possibility, she could have had an OD aside from all the other stuff that we just talked about. Yeah, ATS News, lots of possibilities. I'm sure they're mathematicians. They could have had either any kind of D-rugs, any kind of pills, any kind of anything, and she could have got overdosed on something. Now, I'm not taking away from the fact that I think that she was abused as well. I think the people that surround her are a bunch of pedos, chomos, registered sex offenders, including Dawn Wells, that probably could have SA'd her as well. It's a possibility. She could have also OD'd and they could have disposed of her body. Jay, the property they searched used to be a pig farm, from what I understand. Pigs will eat everything, but they can't digest everything like teeth. All right. Yeah, you thought that too, Mom? You thought about the overdose already? She could have absolutely got into something and had to be disposed of. Yeah, the house is vile, filthy, and unsafe, guys.
If anything has come from that lead, it's now been 4 years since Summer Wells was 5 years old when she disappeared from her Hawkins County home. TBI officials continue to ask if you have any information on where Summer may be. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
I'm Jerry Askin. Some city, county, and state leaders say the halt on the National Guard deployment in Memphis is a step in the right direction. That Nashville.
All right, is that it for this? I just wanted to get everything that was documented. All right, there's another, obviously, Overton County, 3-year-old toddler killed in a house fire. All right, we don't need to get into other things right now. There's a lot in here. All right, what happened? Yada yada. Okay, this is it for what I was documenting as far as news-wise. And now let's get into some real details. All right, she didn't look good in the car on the milk jugs. Did something happen at the horse pond? Well, there's a possibility. I mean, people speculated that she wasn't even alive in the car that day. If that's the case, to me, that's like an OD. But she always looked, in the pictures they saw her, guys, she looked really thin, and she always looked like she had some sort of like bruises on her. Now, bruises could come from people, right? Kids playing outside, or her having to crawl underneath stuff, right? It could have been anything. All right, it could have been anything. Now, what I want to jump to, and I love how detailed this is. The month Summer went missing, Dawn did construction to the basement. They brought the dogs. Obviously, Summer's scent would be all over her home. People think she's behind the concrete wall in the basement. Well, I think if she were, I think they would have found her by now. But who knows? I really do. I really don't think she's in the house. Darlene Wolf, good to see you, my friend. All right, look, I probably never share Michelle After Dark just because I don't really know her as a creator. But this came out and I don't know her as a creator, but I like her detailed stuff. No drama, no fluff. This one just came out a few hours ago today. Turn Your Brother In. It's a new search for Summer Wells, and the tip from June that came in with Jason Jensen and the people that you might think are connected to this case that may have something to do, probably not. All right, probably not. So let's keep going. We've been here an hour and 6 minutes. There's 506 people in here. If you can hit that like button, we win prizes all the time on this channel and membership. So it just to hit that like button, you could win something. All right. Yeah, they've got heat. They've got heat sensors, and if there's no heat anymore, nothing to it, I think they'd be able to find that by now. All right. You share a birthday with Summer Wells? Oh man. What's up, Kelly? Good to see you. All right, yeah, no nonsense here. Let me put this up in case.
Everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well.
In case you don't understand something, I'll drop you the link here. I didn't know if I was going to use this or not, but it's so detailed. I love it. So thank you, Michelle After Dark. I'll drop the link. You guys should go subscribe if you haven't to her channel.
Well, welcome to another video. It is Thursday morning, the 20th of November, and it's a frosty one this morning here in Northern England. But we're going back to...
And does anyone know the story when Michelle After Dark does these videos? She always has the grass and the dogs. Does anyone know the significance of that? Newbie, welcome Cloud Dancer. You guys welcome Cloud Dancer to the crime crew. We could certainly do a call-in tomorrow in the Melody buzzer case if you guys want. DNA left. Yeah, we could do that. I have a interesting episode tomorrow, and you guys might want to call in. Are you guys interested in doing a call-in show for the Melody buzzard case? Yeah, I do. I love how she's no nonsense and very detailed. All right. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. All right. It's awesome. That's awesome. And welcome Cloud Dancer.
Tennessee today to the case of missing then 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells, who went missing from outside of her home in the Beech Creek community of Hawkins County, which is nestled in between the towns of Rogersville and Kingsport, on the 15th of June, 2021.
Right.
A couple of days ago, there was a break in the case, or at least it seems like that. A property on Van Hill Road, 9.5 miles away from Summer's house.
And feel free, for those of you that have 4 years invested or any years invested, drop your comments in chat and let me know what it is that you think might have happened. Right? If you have any theories or you heard something, just let me know. All right. Curly Blue 2829. Remember, for 8 months, here to stay. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I love that she comes out, no crap, no BS, and the dogs are great. I just didn't know what the significance is. I think this is the second time you might have said dry drowning can happen after the water. That's a possibility. She could have drowned as well. Dry drowned or just drowned. All right, there you go. There's the property. There's the 14-minute mark. Again, if she were trafficked, people aren't going to take her back close to the home. That's just my theory.
Has been raided by the TBI, the FBI, and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Locals in the area have seen multiple, up to 15, according to one person, cars from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office there at that property. And the 35.
And that's how I found out Jason Jensen was even connected to this case and a PI because of this video. And I was like, oh, dang. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Listen, she's going to bust out with the ancestry.com so you can see the people connected, the people that are registered sex offenders and not.
500 block of Van Hill Road. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about some of the fallout that's come from this new revelation. And also go back to a tip that a PI mentioned 5 months ago. The brothers. Let's go.
Now, the brothers, that's what we're talking about. Turn your brother in. And that 5 months ago lead came from Jason Jensen, the private eye. So, guys, listen, when someone turns away a private eye that's trying to help you on the case for free, take their help unless you did something, all right? Tina 301, welcome to the crime crew. She's new here. Yeah, people say that's scary to think that she wasn't alive. But look at Gannon Stout. Do you remember the picture of Gannon Stout when he was in his bed? Letitia Stout took a picture and sent it to Al. He was dead in that picture, guys. So just think about that. That does happen. All right. That's sick too. Sick and morbid that you would take a picture of a dead kid, put the covers almost all the way up and say, look, he's there sleeping. No, he was already gone by then.
Please do so. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. With your help, I can do it. It's going to be tight, but...
Yeah, go subscribe to Michelle After Dark. Get her 100,000. Get her 100,000 subscribers, guys. All right?
I think might be interested in true crime or missing persons cases. It might bring some people to my channel who don't know that I exist. Also, like the videos and leave a comment. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, without further ado, first of all,
it's been over 4 years since she's been missing, guys. All right. Over because Don talked at the 4-year mark about his daughter. Now they have a new lead. He doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to talk. And I hope that they talk soon. What's up, Crafts? Good to see you. Buster, what? Says, hey, guilty of crime. Anyone know, was it a pig farm when she went missing? Yeah, does anyone know that? Gannon was alive in that picture. Are you sure? Because they said that it was told that he was no longer alive in that picture according to the timeline. All right. So newbie Alex, you know who would know that? If Alex is still here, Alex Erickson covers Letitia Stout. She does jail calls, and I think a friend of hers talks to Letitia on the phone, possibly. So Alex Erickson, if you're still in here, let us know about Gannon. Was he alive in that picture or drugged up? Alex will definitely know. And if y'all want to know more about the case, go to Alex Erickson's channel. She is great. Newbie, Elisa Poor, 6363, praying justice to serve to anyone involved. Welcome, Elisa. All right. All right, this is the brother, and then it gets really detailed.
Well, let's clear something up. I put this on my community tab 10 hours ago, but I just want to mention this for those who don't look at community posts. There has been some information going around about this guy, not a nice guy, someone called Lloyd Paul Hill, who is an RSO based out of Kentucky, but he is on the Tennessee SO registry, presumably because his offences happened in Tennessee. But as you can see down here, his primary address at this moment in time is in Kentucky, and his status in Tennessee is inactive because he's moved to another state. So Tennessee don't need to check on him because Kentucky have him. This dude was born.
But do you guys see that? Like the level of details and the people, and you'll see the connections in a bit. All right. Largest search in Tennessee history. And it's interesting when you get this child and you hear this, Mimi, largest search in Tennessee history. And then you get other children that they don't focus on or care about. And I don't know what criteria they have for these cases. Why have an Amber Alert, right? 12 hours after, and then for 4 years on some children, and then never on another. Okay, if he was alive and derugged, then I just want to look that up because I believed that he was already gone. I'll double check though. Thank you.
In 1966.
Hey, Mary.
The Paul Hill that people have been
I
talking
know.
about because he's in his 80s and he's not an RSO. In fact, his criminal record is clean. Seems to be law abiding, this guy, but he's in his 80s. So not this RSO from Kentucky. And as far as I know, this dude is no known relative
Wait,
of
what?
our hills, the
Oh,
hills
yes.
that we're talking about, the hills from Ben Hill Road.
The hills have eyes. Is that what we're talking about? Thank you, Deborah. I don't like that they do that either. But thank you for the $3 super sticker. I don't know why YouTube is going back to using names. Yes, there's a lot. You said there are 3 RSOs within 5 miles of that property. And not only that, Sally, rumor has it that not only the people that lived around the property, but the people that they hung out with, the friends, the family, etc. All right. Yes, I agree 110%. That bothers me so much that all children do not get the same attention. I don't know why. What criteria do you have for that?
So there's that. That's the first thing I just want to make very, very clear. Can we now stop the character assassinations of Paul Hill? And yes, he is also the great uncle of Andy Bernard. Andy Bernard being the partner of Jodie Sue Brown, the neighbour who heard the scream between 4:30 and 4:42 on the 15th of June 2021. He was her partner at the time of Summer's disappearance. Andy Bernard is Paul Hill's great nephew. Again, the shared ancestor is Ben Hill. Andy and Fred are first cousins once removed. Ben Hill is Fred's granddaddy, but he's Andy's great granddaddy. So it makes Fred and Andy first cousins once removed. I do have ancestry videos on the channel if you go and check out the Summer Wells playlist. I've got all the
she's got a ton of stuff on Summer Wells, but I wanted to look up the sex trafficking situation in Tennessee. Nature walks. What's up? 1 or 2 ideas. Summer was snagged by a hillbilly freak because mom was not home. 2, Dawn forfeited Summer due to a drug debt, and Dawn played a part. Candace may have derugged her in the milk video. Interesting. All right. I mean, all of those possibilities are on the table. But let me tell you quickly about the trafficking in Tennessee, guys. Now, the trafficking in Tennessee is actually growing, and it's much bigger than it were 4 years ago. All right. It occurs in all parts of the state, including rural areas and major urban like Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville, and Chattanooga. Prevalence and scope. Cases have been reported in nearly 95 counties in Tennessee since 2019. 131 of the 190 confirmed human trafficking cases in that state were related to sex trafficking. The state's proximity to major hubs like Atlanta contributes to the activity. And that's what we were talking about, right? We talked about that in California and Florida, and the fact that there's a port there, right? If you're in California, you go down to Mexico or anywhere, right? You got the coastlines. The victim demographics in Tennessee are minors from 12 to 14 years old. That's the average age that are trafficked. The victims are often vulnerable individuals such as runaways, homeless, and those that are unstable, that have unstable family backgrounds. All right. Traffickers use force, fraud, and coercion to control victims, including physical or SA, threats, harm, debt bondage, and psychological manipulation. So that all falls into, right, a DRUG debt, possibly, or her being SA'd. Methods of operation. The internet has intensified the problem, as you know, online ads. That's crazy. And social media platforms. In this case, I think it were the parents. Tennessee has been recognized nationally for its strong legislative response and efforts to combat trafficking and support victims. So it's steadily growing in Tennessee. I want you guys to know that it's steadily growing in trafficking from the time that she has been missing from June 2021. So that being said, That's a possibility. However, if they do find her where they're looking right now, trafficking is a less likely possibility at this point.
Family trees and all sorts of things. I've got loads of stuff on the
Yeah.
Beech Creekers. So you'd have to go back a ways, but all there, all researched.
Thank you,
Don
Anna.
and Candice are not Beech Creekers. They're not related to these people, like the Hills and the Bernards and the Lights. Candice comes from Wisconsin. Don's mother, actually,
Darlene.
lived at Ben Hill Road before her death. However, her relationship to the Beech Creekers was through marriage. She married someone called William Gold, who had property in Tennessee. The Golds are also long-standing.
And you guys got to know, if you guys are Dolly people, Dolly has talked to, he's had conversations with these people, and he says that too. These are not good people, right? These are not good people. And I can't imagine, I don't go out there and talk to these people, but I'd be a little bit frightened. I'd be a little bit frightened by those people. What's up, Evie? Something very sinister happened here. Well, that's an understatement.
Members of the Beech Creek community. The only reason why
Right.
Don is there now, and why Summer obviously was there, is because of marriage.
Interesting.
So Don and Candice themselves are outsiders. Don comes from
Hey, Tiff Knox, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Candace and Don are outsiders. Well, they're not outsiders anymore, according to people that say that they're swapping, right? He touched the mullet, you said.
from Utah. His mother was from Utah. She married William Gold and went to live in Tennessee. Okay, with all that said, Don and Candice do not want to do any interviews. This is the message on Find Summer Wells, the Facebook group.
And you guys should go sign up for that. Join it. It's a private group. I tried to join the Find Summer Wells group, and I joined it, but they haven't, they have to accept it before you get in. So I was going to go back there and look at the Find Summer Wells and read these for you, but I couldn't get in time. So here we go. Here we are.
To all news media requests, Don, I hate this. I hate that Tim Mullen does this. Makes Don and Candice's names all in one. Don and Candice do not want to be interviewed. We're waiting for a statement from the TBI.
Yep.
Oh, the TBI have made a statement. Are you waiting for another statement? Otherwise, it's just more drama and stirred pain, so there's nothing to say. Thank you to law enforcement's continued work to solve Summer's case. All right. The brothers, the elderly Paul Hill, who lives at 3537 Van Hill Road, has to.
All right. Now we're going to get into some more details and what is a good possibility. All right. They're stealing our babies left and right. It's horrible, but we wish everybody were as good as parents as you are, I am, these ladies are. So please, you're on this now. I know the truth. Thank you, Evie. I appreciate that. I've been covering this case, but I don't cover it when there's nothing to cover. I don't like to just sit here spinning my wheels and giving you guys old information. All right? I don't. That's not what I like to do. All right. Let's keep going.
Two sons. Now, this is not in any way to send people after them. One of the sons owns a tree trimming business. We don't know whether it was the same tree trimming business that was there on Beech Creek the day that Summer disappeared, trimming trees. And there's also another brother as well. They're in their 50s, late 40s, early 50s. They're also pretty clean, law-wise. Some vehicle stuff, registration.
And if you guys were wondering if you're following this, but you didn't know every little tiny detail about the case, that what we just talked about, what we just showed about the person that owns that property is Paul Hill. All right. According to Tennessee property records, the property on Hawkins County is registered to Paul Hill, covering 27 acres, purchased in 1994. So that's what we're talking about. Somebody else came in earlier, I forgot who, and said that the property where they're searching is his property and maybe he did something. But he's not an RSO. he doesn't have those connections, and to me it'd be more likely the parents, but parents or somebody really close. Let's listen about the brothers.
Problems and seat belts and speeding and stuff like that. But certainly I've checked their records out of Green County, and they seem pretty clean. Not quite clean, but pretty clean. Look, don't go after these people. We don't know whether they're actually involved, even if Summer is found on their property or evidence that Summer was there is found on their property. It still doesn't mean that they were involved. Someone could have hidden Summer's remains or some evidence on that property. It's a big property. It goes right back into the mountain and it's accessible from the highway without going down the driveway. So,
and you know what's missing in these cases, guys? What the hard part about a case like this or a case like Sebastian's case? Listen, guys, we know better when a child goes missing and they're with their parents, right? And they're with their parents, like Sebastian was at dinner with Katie, supposedly came home, and then thud, he's gone the next morning. There's nothing to track when you don't have cameras, even though you work for ADT or one of those companies. You don't have a Ring doorbell that shows him going out. You don't have security cameras. You don't have an alarm system in that big ass house, and they can't track cell phones or electronics because supposedly he just went missing from the house. Same with this, right? Same with this. If she went missing from that dump trash shack that should have never even been housing her, then what would they have to track? They can track Don and Candace Wells' electronics, but it was at the house. So they don't know when, or she could have went missing before the day they called. We just don't know. All right. Choo, choo. Barbie G says, hop aboard. Y'all, I don't know if we're at the goal yet, but if you have the means to get a membership, gift a membership, you know the drill. All right. Google Map shows a pig farmer. Interesting. Thank you. Lisa Durst. I'm proud to be a part of this group. Member for 9 months. Thank you. 9 months. We could have had a baby by now. Another baby.
Don't go after these people. They could be involved. They could easily be involved, but they might not be. So let's wait till it all shakes out before we start going after people. However, there's always a however in the Summer Wells case. The PI, Jason Jensen, 5 months ago, if you remember, I made a video about it at the time. New tip, because
our guy Jason Jensen. Now I'm gonna reach out to him after this, guys, because again, I didn't realize he was the Jason Jensen. Wouldn't that be awesome if I can get him on the channel? And I'm sure I can, right? I told you earlier, Jason was the one working on the case that I did for my family with Rosie Tapia. I didn't even realize who he was. And now that I do, that will be really cool if I get the private eye on our channel to talk about, right? Once more stuff comes out to talk about this case. It's interesting. And I just didn't know. I did not know that that was him. So kudos to him. That's what we're talking about right now.
Lead to breakthrough, says PI, days before the 4-year milestone. This was the tip that Jason Jensen talked about. This is back in June. Literally just received a tip from someone, an anonymous caller from Rogersville, Tennessee. He didn't trust his information with anybody else. Thank you, sir, for your trust in me and for the tip on Summer Wells. Stay tuned, y'all. Then he said, because of the sudden involvement in the Summer Wells case, I've decided to expedite my pursuit of a PI agency and PI license in Tennessee. A burglary turned abduction? Question.
That's so awesome that he's doing that, man. Paul Hill is the one that owned the pig farm. So if that's true, then yes, it was a pig farm before. And that's where they're searching right now. So again, I still want to know, did they have dogs out there? Yeah, I saw that Atlas passed away. That was the News Nation, right? Ashley Banfield's dog passed away. We watch Ashley Banfield a lot here. So prayers to her. We know how sad it is to lose an animal. Anna, you say, I believe there's a pond on the property they are looking into, on Paul's property. All right.
Hey, you know I have your name. Confess where she is. I know what you did. Turn your brother in and they will go easy on you. You can remain anonymous. Call me. And this is not about Summer's brothers. Now, putting two and two together, two brothers connected to the property that has been searched by the FBI and the TBI. Two brothers connected to that property. Okay. So I went to Jason Jensen's page on Facebook to see if he got any comment about the Summer Wells case. And he does this. Remember the sighting of the red Toyota Tacoma? Was this the correct vehicle? The owner of this vehicle sold his Tacoma in August 2022. Summer went missing June 2021. So didn't sell it straight away. This doesn't have ladder racks. People in the comments are doubtful that this is the right Toyota Tacoma. That would mean the ladder rack and bucket description was a false add-on to the tip.
Yeah, again, well, hopefully these things start to come out. I have it up on my screen on the map. There's a pond next to the house. And I believe initially people thought that Summer Wells, one of the first things you're going to think is that the child drowned. The parents may have been just up doing mathematician stuff for days, and they didn't want to have to deal with it, and they covered it up. I mean, all those things are a possibility, and especially out there. All right, what happened with Patricia? My thumbnail is his pic. Oh, Patricia, your baby passed away. I'm sorry. All right, I was saying that too. They're always drunk on YouTube interviews. Candace cusses Don, and Don accuses him and accused him of sleeping with the interviewers. And it goes all ways. Supposedly they're swapping. She's hooking up with his people. He's hooking up with hers. They're just random mathematicians that do stuff that mathematicians do when they stay up for too long. All right, let's keep going.
The truck doesn't look like it's ever carried a ladder rack, or maybe they took the ladder rack off and put a new bed liner in. Does look a lot newer than the truck. Somebody says, I've followed the Summer Wells case since the beginning. The case has been handled badly. And this is the interesting comment. Things are active now, says Jason Jensen. With the retirement of Ronnie Lawson, I pray this case is solved under new leadership. Ronnie Lawson is on his way out. We know that Ronnie Lawson is retiring. Here's this information from September. Stepping down, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson to retire. The election is May 5th, 2026 primary, August 6th main. So far, there's one candidate with others not public yet. Sheriff Lawson has the most years as sheriff in Hawkins County history. Part of Kingsport is in Hawkins County. So he's stepping down as of next election, but he's still the sheriff until next year because the election isn't until May 5th primary and then August 6th main. So he's still sheriff for a few months yet. So does he want this case solved? Is he getting his finger out finally, for this to be his crowning glory? He can go out on a high. Maybe. But Jason Jensen saying things are active now. So does it mean that the tip that Jason Jensen got in June is the thing that has led them to 3537 Van Hill Road? The thing that intrigues me is the fact that Jason Jensen talked about brothers, turn your brother in. People will go easy on you if you turn your brother in, given that there are two.
Do any of you guys have any person that you suspect? Fuck him, he should step down. Yeah, I don't want to step on anyone's toes that have been on this case for longer, but Don and Candace back together. Not that long that they broke up, and that's the thing. Are they just living together on the property? I've been hearing Don's been cheating. I've been hearing Candace has been cheating. I just looked it up to look at it to see if it was out there about swapping and cheating. And if you type in Don and Candace Wells cheating or swapping, you're gonna find a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of things about Don cheating on Candace and all kinds of stuff that you probably didn't want to know. Right? A few years ago, did Candace Wells cheat on Don Wells and vice versa? I mean, there's 10, 20-minute videos about Don cheating on Candace with Crystal Spencer. So I don't think that they have a too strong of a relationship, but I do think that yeah, something nefarious is going on. They both know what happened. They're sticking together on that. But as far as their relationship, well, that's what happens with mathematicians. Ben told Candace has a new girlfriend. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that too. Who cares? Well, it just shows the stability of these people and just the craziness of this case. I mean, that's what people cover when they're covering it every day. You know, they're sitting there streaming this case for hours. That's what they're talking about. I mean, what else can you talk about? Summer Wells is missing, still missing, and now there's a new lead. We wait to hear more.
Brothers who are there on that property or live close by. So whether this is the right truck or not, I don't know. Don't know what year this truck is. It was the 1998 to 2000 Toyota Tacoma. That was the description of it. Well, that was
Mom, that's like Ralph's old truck. Remember the one that looks like the truck that Robert got from Ralph. That's funny. 1 + 1 = 2. Oh, they're drug. Yeah, I mean, I think they're partners in crime too, not lovers. That's an awful word for those people.
Toyota Tacoma. That was the description of it. Well, that was from someone who saw it in the local area, and they might have been wrong about the year, but it's difficult to miss a ladder rack and buckets, though, isn't it? Yeah, they could have put a new liner in. There's a lot of things that we don't know. More questions than answers, which is common in the Summer Wells case, but things are moving. Things really are moving, and I'm just intrigued by what Jason Jensen said in June. Turn your brother in. Turn your brother in. So, has the current search been a result of this? Tip from June. Let me know your thoughts in the.
All right, that got really loud, but thank you. I love the details of Michelle After Dark. Let me just drop that link down there for y'all. I dropped the link to the video, and I wasn't sure if I was going to play it, but this internet is terrible, guys. All right, well, with 495 people still in here, I definitely appreciate you guys for being here and listening to what I have to say, my thoughts on this case, any updates. I don't know if anyone has mentioned this yet, but there's a place just down the hill from Paul's called Hill's Tree Service. The owner's name is Frank Hill. He is Fred Hill and Andy Bernard cousin. Although I did hear about all the connections and the people and what they do, I haven't heard much about these two and what their connections are. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. I am absolutely grateful that they're moving on this lead. And when we say moving, the amount of people they had and the resources that it takes and the evidence or the lead evidence that it would take to get them to do this means that it could be something fairly solid. I mean, it's been over 4 years, guys, and they haven't done this in a while. It's been a long time since they went out there and searched. Honestly, at the 4-year mark, I thought, hey, we're probably not going to hear anything from it this year. We're going to hit year 5, have another anniversary, and that's it. But they're out there searching. My name keeps changing from diminished capacity to Casey Case, the old one. Yeah, YouTube's being wonky, guys. I'm sorry about that. I can't really do much, but hit hard. I heard Paul Hill is Andy and Fred's uncle and Frank's dad. Yeah, there's if you go to Michelle After Dark, which it's not letting me, it's just at and then Michelle, Michell After Dark. She has a ton of playlists where you can speculate all day long, as much as you want, on who, what, and the connections in this case. So, all right, guys, this case does have a lot of rabbit holes. I don't go down those rabbit holes. I try to stick to what evidence we see and the most detailed information we can find, and then we discuss it. That being said, I really do hope that Summer Wells is found and brought home. She needs to be laid to rest, in my opinion, guys. She's no longer alive, but I gotta tell you, I think it would be better for her sake not to be alive than for what would be happening to her if she were trafficked. That's not an easy life, guys. That would not be an easy life, all right? You have a wonderful evening, too. And on the last note, I want to say, all of these runaways, guys, if one person that you can touch, one teenager, one kid, if it's your own or your nephew, we need to get the word to these teenagers that running away only ends up in either death, and what's worse than death is being trafficked or used for drugs. And that's what happens when you run away. You either end up on drugs and killed or trafficked, and just bad things happen. We need people to know. True crime, Paul's uncle and granduncle, so Fred and Andy are cousins once removed. All right, she could be alive. Maybe a hillbilly took her as a wife. Now, there's always a possibility, but I don't think she's alive. Justice for Summer. All right. If she's alive, that little girl is broken. Exactly. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Why don't we have a call-in show and get out all the junk in our heads and get it all out about the case? All right. A lot of updates for you tomorrow. Unless something else comes out like crazy breaking, I have a lot of updates in the Ashley and Melody Buzzard case. So that note, have a wonderful night. I love you guys so much. Take care, be warm, stay safe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for everything you did. Hit the like button on your way out and share with your friends and community. Thank you, guys. Peace.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?